Let's talk about efficiency. So I've been thinking a lot about efficiency and organization and that kind of thing. And I just want to give you a little tour of this little teeny corner of my shop. This is pretty much where I keep mechanics tools and tools for working on tools and drilling and driving and that kind of stuff. So this corner of the shop, densely packed. I have a pretty small shop, so you got to be somewhat efficient. If I want to drill, drive, anything, I'm coming over here. So up here I've got things to make spindles. I've got forger bits, I've got plug cutters and driver bits, I've got center punches and drilling jigs, pocket holes, that kind of stuff. We've got a set of brad point bits, a set of countersinks, a whole ton of driver bits of all different types, and then a whole bunch of countersinks and stuff like that in here, counter bores, different kind of special drills that I'll need for working on boats, stuff like that. Braces on the side, kind of tucked away here. I've got Yankee drivers and gimlets. There's an egg beater drill, a bunch of stuff like that over there. We've got the size checking gauge for drill bits. And then down here in my little charging station, charger, batteries to be charged. Good batteries go onto the tools. I've got this little board here, simple thing. Just put all my common drill bits in it, or driver bits, or whatever I'm using that I can then bring this to the bench. I can bring it to the job site, whatever. And when I go to look for, what size, Torx 15, Torx 20, Torx 25, I can play that game here in an organized fashion rather than in, one of these piles of bits. These are great to have, but they're not that organized. Anyway, extra bits from these kits that you get that are full of, more than you need. So I just keep those there for when I burn up a square drive or whatever that gets chucked. I swap it in with a new one. That's pretty much it for this little section. And then in here, I've got tap and die and thread gauges, more tap and die stuff. Got punches, center punches, nail sets, backing irons and roving irons for doing rivets on boats, cocking irons, more roving irons, Allen wrenches. Only Allen wrenches. You will not find anything but Allen wrenches in here, and you will not find Allen wrenches anywhere but here. Auger bits. Screwdrivers of all kinds. This is why you can't use foam inserts, because I can only fit a quarter of these in here if I had foam in there. Get rid of the foam, just get more tools. We got, right angle ones, ratcheting, long, short, Yankee drivers, just all the screwdrivers are in one spot. Drill bits. We've got oddball ones like Vicks bits, and that's for holding little teeny bits, and that chucks up in your drill as well. Counter bores, that kind of stuff. Step drills, they all live in there. Driver bits, all different kinds of driver bits. Large twist drills, smaller twist drills, and countersinks of all different kinds. Spade bits, and then little bits like under a quarter. Things that are under a quarter all live over here. Then when my full drill index, you should always have a full drill index. It's really easy to use. When my full drill index has a gap, I just go back to this drawer and I find that bit and I put it in there. Not having a full drill index is the worst sin. You should always have a full drill index. If you're looking for bits, you're just being inefficient. It's stupid. Okay, paraffin, and then these are random bits, but these are ones that I'll pick up off the bench at the end of the day and I'll home them here so I can clean off my bench. I'm not looking for drill bits the next day. Whatever this 1/2 inch socket, deep socket that I was using on a driver, I will put this away if I don't need it, but if I know I'm gonna need it tomorrow, boom, in here. And this clears the drawer, right? Easy place to keep your bits that you're using. And then I've got another drill with a charger here, a little one. And then up here, I've just got a couple common things, a striker or whatever, blower tip. These are standard, going down in size. So they get to the smallest sizes. and then metric going up the other side. So if you're looking for an open-ended wrench, or if you just have a nut and you want to know how big it is, you can just kind of walk over to this and use these as a gauge, right? Because you're not always great at, I'm not anyway, great at gauging what size a head is without actually like taking it to something. So I just use these as a gauge, pull them off, put them back on. If you got doubles, the doubles are hung up. Keep these out of the drawer. There's no need for these to be in a drawer if you're in a shop like this where the box doesn't get wheeled around. Adjustables, there's a couple of adjustables missing. There's monkey wrenches are tucked up here. Hammers, all the different hammers and mallets that I use commonly. I have a couple more in different places, but pretty much all my commonly used hammers and mallets are there. Some blacksmithing tongs. Drills go in the drilling area. We still got a big pipe wrench there because we're still in wrenches. And down here, got things that look like this. Things that have two handles that you squeeze together. So pliers, snippers, diagonal cutters, snap ring pliers, tin snips, all that stuff goes in there. Pliers. Did I open this one? Yeah. And then down here, we've got sockets and ratchets. Only sockets and ratchets. There's a few oddball, like pressed little pieces of junk in here, but really it's just sockets and ratchets, and that's all you need in the one drawer. You don't need more chaos than that. And then same thing down here, bigger sockets and ratchets, socket drivers, and big sockets. There are no place for open-ended wrenches in that drawer. Files, rasps, and floats only. You know, files for doing the edges of scraping, file handles, rasps and files, pintail rasp, all in the one spot where you know where to go. This drawer has sort of more rough stuff. Hacksaw, gear puller, bigger hammers, driving maul, stuff like that, torque wrench, still in the mechanic zone, still kind of crossing over into the hammer zone, ball peen hammers and stuff like that. And then down in this bottom drawer, I've got more tap and die sets, hole saw sets, Craig jigs, pry bars, wonder bars, backing irons, heavy stuff, big hole saws, even bigger hole saws. Yeah, just kind of, this little zone is just mechanic stuff, just for whacking things, hammers, wrenches, drills, drivers, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, think about your systems and kind of grouping the tools together into a system that helps you be more efficient. So if you're gonna be drilling a hole, you're probably gonna be driving a fastener in it. So keep the drills and the drivers together. You might be using lags. You might be using bolts. So why not have the wrenches with the drills and the drivers? Makes sense. Screwdrivers, same place. Now some of these drawers have oddball things because that's just a good spot for me to keep them, but you don't need a giant mechanic box either. If you don't have a million tools, I don't. But you also don't need to stuff it full of foam so that way your box always feels too small. Like this drawer here, wherever it is, I could not fit foam in this drawer, right? I would need 3 drawers for screwdrivers if I used foam. So skip the foam and just get more tools.